I was watering the geraniums on my kitchen windowsill when my daughter, Claire, marched through the back door with her husband, Derek, half a step behind. Neither of them said hello. Neither of them looked at the flowers. Claire dropped her purse on the counter like a judge dropping a gavel. "We need to have a serious conversation, Mom." Derek leaned against the refrigerator, arms folded, jaw set. He had that rehearsed look, the one people wear when they have practiced a speech in the car. "Go ahead," I said, setting the watering can down carefully. Claire exhaled. "Derek's business loan, the one from the expansion, it's ballooned. We owe $480,000. We need you to refinance this house and cover it." I blinked. "Almost $500,000, said as casually as if she were asking me to lend her a casserole dish. "And if I say no?" Derek spoke for the first time. "Then frankly, Margaret, you living here alone at 73 doesn't make much sense. We've been generous letting you stay in a 4-bedroom house by yourself when we're drowning." Generous. The word stung more than the number. I had paid off every brick of this house alongside my late husband, Robert. Nobody had let me do anything. Claire softened her voice, just barely. "Mom, don't be stubborn. You could move into assisted living. Plenty of women your age do. It's not a punishment." I looked at the kitchen table where Robert and I had shared 38 years of morning coffee. "I'll think about it," I said quietly. "Think fast," Derek replied. "We meet with the bank on the 15th. They left without closing the back door. People might assume that evening blindsided me. It didn't. I had watched Claire drift toward entitlement the way you watch weather roll in, slowly, then all at once. When she was 25, she wanted a down payment for a condo she couldn't afford. I reviewed the numbers, saw they didn't work, and declined. She didn't speak to me for 3 months. At 30, she asked me to co-sign a car loan for Derek, who at the time had 2 repossessions on his record. I refused. She accused me of never wanting her to be happy. A few years later, Derek floated the idea of adding his name to my property title, just for estate planning purposes, he called it. My attorney, Gloria Reeves, flagged it immediately. If his business failed, creditors could come after my home. I said no. Claire cried. Derek called me paranoid. Every boundary became a grudge they filed away. I wasn't being cruel. I was being careful. There's a difference, but they never cared to learn it. 2 days later, Claire invited me to Sunday supper. When I arrived, I found an audience waiting. Derek's mother, Pauline, and a family friend named Walt, who happened to be a notary. The table was set with the good china, which should have been my first warning. Halfway through the roast chicken, Derek cleared his throat. "Margaret, we've drawn up a simple agreement. You transfer the house title to Claire and me, we handle the refinancing, and we guarantee you a room here for as long as you need one." Pauline smiled encouragingly. "It really is the sensible thing, dear." Walt opened a folder and slid papers toward me with a pen on top. Claire reached across the table and touched my wrist. "Just sign, Mom. Let's stop fighting." I looked at every face around that table. Not one of them saw me. They saw a signature line. "I need a few days to read everything properly," I said. Derek's smile thinned. "We don't have a few days. Then you don't have my signature." I stood, folded my napkin, and drove myself home. The following night, Claire texted, "If you won't cooperate, we're calling a locksmith Monday. The house should have been in our name years ago." I screenshot the message. Then I screenshot every prior text. the ones where Derek threatened assisted living, the ones where Claire called me selfish, the one where she wrote, "You can't live there forever, so stop pretending you can." At 2 in the morning, I packed one suitcase, my important documents, and a framed photo of Robert and me on our wedding day. I left a single note on the kitchen counter: "I've gone somewhere safe. Please don't contact me right now." I drove 40 minutes to a motel I'd booked under my maiden name and slept better than I had in weeks. Monday morning, I sat across from Gloria Reeves in her office, the same attorney who had protected me for 15 years. I brought the folder Robert and I had prepared together before he passed, the one he jokingly called the insurance policy against foolishness. Gloria opened it and reviewed the trust Robert had created. Here is what it said. The house was held inside an irrevocable living trust with a protective clause. If any named beneficiary attempted to coerce me through threats of eviction, intimidation, forced signing, or unauthorized changes to locks or access, that beneficiary's inheritance rights were permanently revoked. No hearing, no second chance. Ownership of the property would then pass to a nonprofit foundation Robert and I had chosen together, a local organization that provides housing to elderly people displaced by family financial abuse. Gloria reviewed Claire's text messages, Derek's recorded voicemail demanding I stop playing games, and the locksmith appointment confirmation Claire had carelessly forwarded to a family group chat. Every trigger condition in this trust has been met, Gloria said, looking up from her glasses. I know, I replied. She filed the paperwork that afternoon. By Wednesday, Claire called. Her voice was shaking. Mom, we got a letter from some foundation saying they now hold the title to the house. What did you do? I let a beat pass. I didn't do anything, Claire. Your father wrote that trust years ago. He anticipated exactly this. Derek grabbed the phone. This is insane. We'll fight it in court. You're welcome to try, I said. Gloria tells me the trust is airtight, and the evidence of coercion is well documented. There was a long pause. Then Claire, barely whispering, You planned this. No. Your father planned it because he loved me. You activated it because you forgot that I'm a person, not a piggy bank. I hung up. I found a small one-bedroom apartment near a park where dog walkers pass every morning. I hung Robert's photo beside the window where the sunrise hits first. I placed his old reading glasses on the shelf, not because I'm sentimental about objects, but because they remind me that someone once looked at the future and planned to protect me inside it. I don't hate Claire. I grieve the daughter who used to braid my hair and tell me I was brave, but I refuse to be demolished by someone who mistakes love for leverage. The house now shelters 2 elderly women who were pushed out of their own homes by their families. That feels right. That feels like something Robert would nod at. I didn't fight back with anger. I fought back by standing still long enough for the truth to speak for itself. My name is Margaret, and I am not a victim. I am simply a woman who was loved well enough to be prepared.